A few of you guys have been asking me, are you going to review the show? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, really, no. You know what I mean? The first episode, I thought, okay, like it was cute, you know, real cutesy, but not enough to come on here and have a conversation with you guys about it. But now that we are on episode 2, it's kind of like, okay, they're giving me something to work with. So let's back it up all the way to episode 1. It's very Karen DUI heavy. You can tell that production is really trying to make this DUI situation with Karen Huger a big thing. Remember, she was out there in Baltimore, Maryland, or Maryland, somewhere in Maryland, and basically ran into a tree. She was driving drunk and, you know, ruined and totaled her Maserati and whatnot. And it was a whole situation all over the blogs and the news and yada, yada, yada. And it was right after Shannon Bedore had her, situation. Now, watching Potomac, the first episode, and even the second episode, you can tell that production and the women really want to make this DUI situation a really big deal, like how the OC producers out there with Shannon are making her DUI a big deal. But for me, it's just not landing because Karen is cool as a cucumber and she could not be handling this situation more differently than Shannon Bedore in the OC. Shannon Bedore in the OC is having a mental breakdown. I mean, she got the DUI. She ran into the people's home, fucked up their mailbox, fucked up their grass. Now she has to, blow into a breathalyzer test every time she cranks up that damn car. Okay, she, just got rid of John Jansen. They broke up. Her children are off to college, so now she's an empty nester, and all she has is the German Shepherd child. Okay. Then she has Alexis Bellino, who used to be on the show a long time ago. She's now dating Shannon's ex, and she's back onto the show as a friend of harassing this lady. Okay. And then you have Tamrat just like being mean and rude and nasty for no goddamn reason. And so it's like this lady's going through it, and every single episode, Shannon Bedore is crying her eyes out. Okay, fast forward to Karen and how she's dealing with her DUI situation onto Potomac, and it's just kind of like she's cool, she's calm, she's collected. Not a tear shed, not a voice raised. It's giving no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's giving very mindful, cutesy, demure. Y'all, the situations could not be further from different. Did I say that right? Further? The situations could not be further from different. Could not be further from the same. Further from the same. Child, y'all know what the hell I'm trying to say. Okay, it's giving opposite. One girl, the white lady from OC, is unhinged. Karen in Potomac and Maryland, demure. Like, she is not letting these girls like catch her slipping. Right? And they're throwing their jabs and they're shading her. Like the new girl, Stacy, they were out dress shopping with Vivian and whatnot, and they're drinking champagne at the dress shop. And, Stacy goes, "Oh my God, we're drinking champagne. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm so sorry, Karen." And it's like, Stacy, stop with the news anchor voice and your acting. Please stop it. You know what you're doing, and you got that damn beat from a producer. Okay? If it's one thing Stacy knows how to do, she knows how to take direction. And she did exactly what them damn messy producers wanted her to do, which was take the champagne and then apologize to Karen for not thinking. Right? Then you have another situation where, Gizelle is doing the attitude party, and then one of the menu items is, Karen's cocktail, and it's a non-alcoholic mocktail. And it's just kind of like, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all not slick. Y'all not funny. I mean, it's kind of funny, but y'all know what y'all doing. But Karen got the last laugh because why was the whole cast late to Gizelle's event in the second episode? Oop. Okay, she said, sorry, not sorry. Okay, checkmate. You want to throw jabs and you want to be cutesy with the situation? Well, I can be more cute. Okay, so we'll get into that in just a second. But very DUI heavy in the first episode, but Karen is not fazed. She even paid that white waiter. I think he was white. Child. They went to the one of the very first scenes. I think it was the very first scene, if I'm not mistaken. Gizelle and Karen went on to the cafe. It looked like she paid that waiter to go up to Gizelle and say, yeah, Karen be here all the time and she never drinks. Well, it looked like, like a cafe. It looked like a little breakfast spot. I would hope that you're not drinking anything more than a mimosa at this damn coffee shop, Karen. Like, what the hell going on? Okay, where they're selling flapjacks and waffles and what is that stuff? The toast, the French toast, and turkey bacon, scrambled eggs with cheese, sunny side up. I would hope you're not getting fucked up at a establishment like that at the local Cracker Barrel. Like, what the hell going on? What is going on? It was just insane. So yeah, in that first episode, we also met Stacy. I think she's really cool. We'll talk more about Stacy in episode 2. And then what else? You have Mia, Gizelle, and Mia and Karen kind of get into it because Karen and Gizelle kind of felt like, Mia wasn't protecting her child. And I don't really remember the nooks and crannies of the situation, but I think it has something to do with the fact that she didn't protect the child, the son. And honestly, I'm not really in tune with this whole love triangle that Mia has going on with Ink and Gordon. I really couldn't care less. It's a situation where it's like I like Mia and I want to like Mia more, but I feel like this triangular situation that she has going on with the DJ and her husband is just kind of like, I'm over it. Sadly, I'm over it, and I feel like it hasn't even started. Unfortunately, it hasn't even started. So yeah, what else happened in that first episode? You have Dr. Wendy to you, sweetie, who is no longer professing at the Johns Hopkins University, which I think is amazing. Wendy has been over that job for a very long time. It's not her passion. I feel like she really wants to, be more in tune with her show, the Dr. Wendy Show, which I hear is doing good things. And she wants to be more of a mother, and she wants to be a wife, and she wants to be a reality television star, and she wants to be a media personality. And so that's what she's doing. What else? Then you have Ashley. She's out here and trying to really hunker down and get this divorce. So good for her. Year 3 of this divorce. So we'll see how that goes. And I think that's it. If I'm missing something, y'all let me know in the comments down below. Okay. Listen, and did y'all miss Candace on the premiere? I wrote a story for the Jasmine brand, and it was basically about the fans, reacting to Candace not being there. And I feel like it was 50-50. Like 50% of the people were like, oh my God, we miss Candace. Her presence was missed. And then I feel like the other 50% was kind of like, we ain't need Candace and we needed the show. We needed Robin and Candace to leave for the show to progress and move forward. So I don't know. I mean, I like Candace. I thought Candace was, definitely a staple in Potomac. And so she's missed over here at the House of Aaron. But I'm not mad. I'm not totally mad at the makeup of the cast as it stands now. I mean, we have some of the new girls, Stacy. We have Jazzy, who is dating a 49ers star, I believe. And she's out here hanging out with Taylor Swift. And, they say she's the new Candace. And so we'll see how that goes. Who else? Jazzy. We have Stacy, of course. And then we have Kiarna, who's back for this season, even though she really wasn't in the first episode. We'll talk about her a little bit later. And then who else? Oh, Jacqueline. Jacqueline is back. All this time we spending on Jacqueline, we could be learning Vivian. Okay? And you could tell that Vivian was trying out for a friend of role because she's in a lot of the scenes, but yet she never really has that much to say. And that might be because she really didn't have anything to say, or they just cut her shit out. Like how they were doing Manietta. Like you can tell that they were testing her for a friend of role, but I guess she didn't really make the cut. But I would rather know what the hell going on with Vivian than to rehash Jacqueline's relationship with Mia once more. I just kind of feel like, why is Jacqueline bad? How did you weasel your way back into this friend group? I'm a bit confused at the situation. Why are we looking at Jacqueline once more? Sis, why are you here? Anyways, yeah, Jacqueline, I don't want to see Mia in her dysfunctional relationships. It's just not interesting to me. Yeah, I just, Mia and her sister wife. So I guess we're going to have to bear to witness her for another season. Okay, episode 2. So a few things that stood out to me in episode 2. Of course, one of the main things was this conversation between Wendy and Gizelle. Now, it's interesting because Robin is going, Candace is going, and so now we have this opportunity for, Wendy and Gizelle to kind of come together and, fix some of their issues. And we know that due to foreshadowing in the trailers and things like that, it seems as though they really do have a whole, I guess, a whole renewal of their friendship, seeming as though in the trailer, Wendy said that she wanted to fuck Gizelle. And I just kind of feel like, did you want to fuck her this whole time? Were you trying to eat the box this? Did you want to? You been wanted to scissor with Gizelle all these years? Was that the true issue? Was it the sexual? I'm just a bit confused at the situation. Anyways, so basically, y'all know the origin of their story. Gizelle was out here peddling these rumors about Eddie having relations with a white woman at the law firm, and then they had a bastard child behind Wendy's back, and this was perpetuated by All About the Tea, the liar. Okay, All About the Tea is trash. All About the Tea is a liar. All About the Tea is just Looney Tune up there in the head. Okay, when they was unmasking the avatar, I kind of felt bad for the lady because I'm like, damn, they low-key bullying this lady online. But now that I know that she's a Trumper, it's just, All About the Tea is the biggest liar if I ever seen one. Well, I really haven't seen her because she was an avatar, but y'all get what the hell I'm talking about. Okay? But y'all know the rumors that All About the Tea had on her blog. And Gizelle was out there, perpetuating it. And she wasn't really speaking of the rumor as if the rumors were true, but it's just a simple fact that you talked about the rumors multiple times on camera before you talked to Wendy about it. And then you kind of suggested that the reason why Wendy got the plastic surgery is because she felt insecure due to the rumors. And it's just kind of like, that's real nasty. That's real nasty. That's real nasty. That was very rude. It was very nasty, and it was very ugly of you. And then all these years later, Gizelle laughed at her when, Wendy was being assaulted by Mia. And then you said that Wendy was looking at your daughter a certain type of way. And then you said Wendy was talking about your daughter. You made up all of these things, right? Remember at that one season premiere at Karen Spring fling party where Wendy came in good spirits and wanted to greet Gizelle and give Gizelle a little church hug. And Gizelle said, I don't want no hug from you, peasant. Like that was her whole demeanor. And then her reasoning behind that was because Wendy came for her family. Reminded me of the situation where Gizelle, sat Candace down talking about your husband lured me into the hotel room. Your husband, and these are her words verbatim, your husband made me go into that hotel room. And then Candace gets upset with you. But then you say the colorism accusations are putting your family at risk. Gizelle has this really bad habit of doing something to somebody, and then when they get upset and treat her a ways, she then flips the situation and says, you're attacking my family. Gizelle, are you out your mind? Are you out your mind? The delusions of it all. Your trickery and sorcery won't work over here. The way you just rearrange history, okay? The revisionist historian in you is not fooling anybody. The way she will just bait and switch around the whole entire situation and make it seem like somebody did something to her family. I mean, the insanity of it all. So anyways, back to this damn episode, child. So, Wendy and Gizelle, they've had bad blood for about 3 years now, since 2021. And now finally in 2024, they're sitting down, they're having lunch. And it's seemingly, a very productive lunch. It's very well overdue. And so I'm glad that they did have a come to Jesus moment. If I was Wendy, I would tread lightly. Because I don't really trust Gizelle. She is one half of reasonable and evil, and or barely reasonable and evil, and she's not the barely reasonable one. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Um, and I know on the show they made it seem like, oh, at the lunch, they talked about the fact that, I think Gizelle said, oh, Wendy, I don't like it when you're in conflict with people because you're very demeaning and you're condescending and you talk down to people. Well, if you come for her, how else is she supposed to treat you? Like, I'm confused at the situation. I'm supposed to kiss your ass and act like everything is peaches and roses and rainbows and there's a pot at the end of the goddamn rainbow? Bitch, if you coming for me, yeah, I'm going to be demeaning. Yes, I'm going to be condescending. Yes, I'm going to be mean to you. Yes, I'm going to tear you down and put you down. And, so I'm just kind of like, what is she supposed to do? Like, be nice to you after you came for her? Because Gizelle, you're nice to people after they come for you? Like, I was just so confused at the situation. And then Wendy hits her back with, well, I don't like it when you try to alienate people and isolate people when you're in conflict with them. And so Gizelle's excuse for her behavior is, well, when I don't like you, I don't want to talk to you. And I feel like the same could be said for Wendy. When she don't like you, she's demeaning, condescending, and she talks down to you. It's the fact that everyone else is allowed to have their reactions, but when Wendy feels maligned, she can't be demeaning. When Gizelle feels maligned, she can ice you out and be mean and nasty and and laugh in your face when you're crying. Gizelle has every right to be mean and rude and nasty when she don't like you. But Wendy can't be mean, rude, and nasty and demeaning and condescending when she feels maligned and she don't like you back. And I really hate to do this. I really hate to use this word. I'm not going to use it. The ism. I'm not going to use it. But that's why people be using it. Because are we really going to sit here and act like Wendy is the only person who is demeaning in this group of friends? Like, come on now. When y'all have stayed jabbing at Karen about her DUI? Like, what? Okay, moving right along. So basically, they're getting past their issues. Wendy says onto the Twitters that they had more conversations about everything that happened in their relationship, but Bravo cut it out. So listen, that was, it is what it is. Stacey. So my little 1-2 about Stacey is I like Stacey. I think my favorite thing about Stacey is that she's different enough to where she's unique and it makes her stand out from the rest of the cast. Like she's very quirky and happy and very proper, and the way her the way she speaks and her demeanor is very different from the other ladies. I feel like at the same time though, although she's different, I feel like she's going to be able to mesh well with them at the same time. So I like Stacey. I like the scene with her daughter, how the daughter is trilingual and she wants the daughter to know about her black heritage or her blackness and whatnot. And we know that she has the German white husband. They're separated, getting a divorce, living together, but they haven't told the daughter, even though the daughter is old enough to turn on Bravo and she's going to hear about what the hell y'all talking about on this TV show, but that's neither here nor there. She has the separate home in DC, the condo, the apartment. She's dating this other guy and they are abstinent and he's a devout Christian. And I like the fact that, Stacey seems very respectful. She was like the main one in this second episode that was like, we need to be respectful of Gizelle's time and we need to make it on time and we need to be cognizant of the time. And I can tell in future episodes by way of the trailer, I think they were kind of going in on Wendy during her birthday trip or something like that. And Stacey was like, oh my God, it's her birthday. Like, show some respect. Where's the decorum? Where's the class? Where's the class? So Stacey is giving very demure, very mindful, very classy, very cutesy. I like that. I like Stacey. Stacey cool. Then you have Kiarna. Kiarna feels like she's being iced out by Gizelle. Gizelle is saying, I ain't got no issues with Kiarna because she wasn't invited to the Hatitude party and she started to not get invited to the brain tumor party. The awareness for the brain tumors Rest in peace to Gizelle's father. But the GNA infusion. However, the true tea behind that is the fact that they did not know if Kiana was going to get a contract or not. Kiana was negotiating a contract and they didn't know whether she was going to be a friend. They didn't know if she was going to be a full-timer. They didn't know if she was going to be on the show at all. Okay, Gizelle ain't got no issue with Kiana. The simple fact of the matter is they did not know. Production didn't know. Kiana didn't know. And Gizelle didn't know if she was going to be on the show like that. So she wasn't invited. Okay, that's just the true tea. But of course, they're not going to say that because they don't want to break the fourth wall. What else had happened? So Kiana, she's joining the show as a full-timer. I like Kiana. She's cutesy and whatnot. Love her fashions. I mean, she is the fashion girl. Between her and Wendy, they give us all the looks. Karen gives us a look here and there, but it's not as fashion forward as, you know. I think Kiana gives us the most fashion forward looks. Wendy gives us these glamazon looks. And then Karen gives us like the older lady fabulous looks. You get what I'm saying? Like those three, they're going to give us the looks. So I love Kiana for her fashions. Listen, Kiana's dating this dude. They're shacking up. She's moving in with them. They're building a home together. He's really cute and I'm excited for her. So, and then you have this situation where they have the dueling, events. And Gizelle had the GNA fusion event with, Ashley and whatnot in memory of her father. And then you have at the very last minute, Karen inviting the ladies on the same day at the same time to an award show. She's supposed to be being honored with this award and whatnot. And, I don't know. Karen is wrong. Karen is wrong no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it. Karen is dead ass wrong to invite those ladies at the last minute. I could see if, it was something that she did in advance, but because it was so last minute, it makes me feel like it was a last minute effort to shade Gizelle, maybe because Gizelle did the whole menu item with the mocktail, and I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was, but she put everybody in an uncomfortable situation to where everybody was like, okay, we're going to go to this event. Is we going to go to that event? Okay. Vivian decided she was going to go to GNA. And then you had Mia and Stacy and Jazzy and Wendy and Kiana in a Sprinter van. And, they were like, okay, we're going to go to Karen's event first. And then they did end up going to Karen's event and stayed for 5 minutes because they had to get back into the Sprinter and head over back to DC to GNA Fusion. A whole mess. And I think Kiana and Wendy stayed at Karen's, and then the other women went to GNA Fusion. And then when they arrived at GNA Fusion at 8:04, because Ashley was like, as long as y'all make it before 8 or at 8, we good. But when they arrived at 8:04, all hell broke loose, and Gizelle thought that she was Nene in the moment and was like, get these hoes out of here. Okay? Remember, I believe it was season 5, if I'm not mistaken. Nene was blowing up and she was best friends with Ryan Murphy and she was starring in Glee and The New Normal, and she became a Hollywood actress and she was living in the Hollywood Hills. And it was a moment where she was like, oh, I may be in the Hollywood Hills, but I am still hood. When them ladies showed up to Nene's kickback in the Hollywood Hills late as hell, and didn't even send them home with a platter, an appetizer, a carrot, ranch dip, celery, pretzels. Nathan, no slider, no alcoholic beverage, no juice, no ginger ale. Nene said, climb down that hill and get the fuck on. Okay, so Gizelle had her Nene moment and she was like, no. And honestly, I hate to say this. I hate to side with Barely Reasonable and Evil Child, but I would be hot just like Gizelle, because the fact that Karen is going to be shady enough to send y'all an invite and y'all going to be slow enough to actually take her up on the invite, knowing that she's trying to, sabotage my event. I don't know if she was trying to sabotage the event, but it was giving you were trying to create a moment. You knew that you were putting everybody in an uncomfortable situation. Karen is wrong as hell. Okay. And I would be hot too if I was Gizelle. So I'll give Gizelle this one little thing. Okay, Gizelle, you get that one little thing because Karen is dead wrong. But yeah, it was interesting to watch. It was interesting to watch. So listen, I guess we're gonna see next week what happens on Dragon Ball Z. Let me know how y'all feel about everything. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye.